All right, so the Edmonton Oilers have 29 players, and we have to rank them all, so let's not dawdle. I've pulled their images here from this roster list on the NHL.com website, but we can't judge just based on one photo, can we? So I've pulled up Google search for all of them as well, and we're just going to go in alphabetical order, starting with... Hello, Elma. So we're starting off pretty strong. He has... pretty nice eyes, like in this picture you can see, very nice piercing blue eyes. He has a nice beard. These are more current photos. This is not Viktor Arvidsson, by the way. I am aware that sometimes Google pulls up images of people who are not the people I've searched for, so I am not judging them based on photos that are not of them. But there are plenty of photos of Viktor Arvidsson. He has a beard pretty consistently, and it's like, nice shapely beard. His hair is fine. Like he keeps himself pretty well. His facial shape is very long. He just has like a really tall head, which is a little bit awkward, but like he does pretty well managing that. So let's go ahead, start off pretty strong, and drop him right in the middle in the B category. Next we have Evan Bouchard. So Evan, again, he has like a really tall face, I feel. But he keeps like a nice 5 o'clock shadow going. Gives his face a nice sort of tone. He feels uncle-ish. He feels kindly. He has even when his face is sort of neutral like this, he feels like he's smiling a little bit. And he's actually smiling here, and that's quite nice. Look at that. He's a bit of a cutie there. Cleans up well. Look at that with the tie. Yeah, he's not too bad. Oh, yeah, when he gets a full beard, he's even better looking. Let's go ahead and pop him into A tier for now. I might move things around a little bit later. I don't want one category to fill out too much. We might put things on a curve a little bit. For now, Bouchard goes in A tier. Connor Brown, next up. He has the nice full beard, red beard, which I do enjoy. But he has like a sadness in these photos, at least. Or this is the same photo, I think. He has a sadness in his eyes that is, does something to the overall effect of looking at his face here. But look at this photo. Let's have a little photo. He is gorgeous in this photo. Like the other photos don't quite match this, but his hair, whatever's going on with his hair is quite lovely. His beard is pretty much perfect. And this is why we pull this up, because we can't judge just one photo. What if you have a bad picture day? Or what if you have one really good picture and it's hiding sort of everything else is going on? As a bonus, here we have a photo of him shirtless. Pretty nice body. He's an athlete. That's pretty much baseline. No hair here, though. What's going on there, Connor Brown? A little disappointing. But like this photo is so good. I think he has to go in A tier. Joshua Brown. So in some of these, he does the thing where he has facial hair, has his mustache, and just a little bit in sort of the central area, but not along the sides at all. And that's not a look that I go for. It also just makes his face look wider. And his eyebrows are so prominent that his eyes, you can barely see them. They really cast a shadow on them, depending on the lighting, of course. He looks not like a mean person, but like he can be mean. Just, the shape of his face. We do like a man in pink, but I don't know. Overall, he's just not doing it for me too much. He's not bottom of the barrel by any means. I'm going to put him in C tier. Dineen. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Okay, this one's a little bit goofy, but not in a bad way. This one with like just the one side up is even better. Yeah, the half smile is very charming. He has, some facial hair in a lot of these photos, not a full beard or anything, but he pulls it off well. Maybe it's because there isn't really hair there directly on the chin, you get the sense that maybe he can't grow a full beard, but he works with what he has, and he does a pretty good job of it. And generally, he's just like a handsome guy. He has a great smile. Look at that. Look at that. Nice full head of hair. Look at that. He is... yeah, good-looking dude. I think he lands in A tier. We're actually doing pretty well. I thought we would have more people lower down, but so far so good. Again, maybe we'll adjust things later. For now, let's move on to Leon Draisaitl. I believe he is one of the more well-liked players, and he is a nice-looking guy. He also has a nice tidy beard, decent head of hair. This photo I'm not as big of a fan of on Wikipedia, but it may be the lighting. His face looks a little bit washed out. This kind of photo, I think, does a better job of putting him in a good light. In this photo, we can see his beard, and this one as well, quite a lot fuller, which is... not terrible on him, but I feel like this level is pretty much perfect. I also want to note, and I noticed this when I was watching game last night. In this photo, he has his mouth guard hanging out the side of his mouth like a cigar. I don't know if it was him I saw doing that, or other players. Might just be a common thing. It does give a strange aesthetic sense to the guys when they do that. And this, he would have been professionally styled for this Puma ad. But he looks great there. So he cleans up well. I think he could do something maybe a little bit more interesting with his hair, but he's doing pretty well. He can go and B beside Arvidsson. Mattias Ekholm. He is Swedish, I believe, and he has a nice thick beard. Maybe a little bit too much for my taste. I think I like it a little bit tidier. He also definitely has those Swedish features, which to me they give off goofiness rather than strictly attractiveness. Not that they're unattractive, but they do remind me of someone I know, somebody my sister was with for a while, who that complicates it for me because I don't find that connection attractive. Not bad at all, but I can't personally rate him highly. I'm gonna drop him in C. Emberson. His smiles all look forced. This one especially, this one's really forced. Probably try not to blink from the bright flash on hockeydb.com. These ones as well, maybe a little bit more natural, but still not really pulling it off. Otherwise, he's fine. He just doesn't have anything interesting going on his face, I feel. Seems like someone has erased some of his features. Yeah, I'm just not drawn to this face one way or another. Does that deserve a D? Maybe it does. I'd rather someone have an interesting face than a boring face. Emberson has a boring face. Let's move on. Trent Frederic. Okay, when I was watching the game last night, we got a glimpse of Frederic, and he caught my eye. I like this, thin smile, almost like he's daring you to do something, or he can, if he just raises an eyebrow, it would be really enticing. I feel like his face conveys personality. That's the main thing. He has a personality, and you can really see that just looking at one photo of him. Obviously we're looking at more than one photo, so we're getting a decent sense of that. How do we rate him, though? Is he an A tier with these guys? A, B, A, B. I'm going to put him A because he did catch my eye. Like, before I started looking at all of these guys and looking up what they all look like, he caught my eye just at a glance. So I think he deserves to go in A, at least for now. Adam Henrique. Okay. His smile really seems to, like, stretch his cheeks or something. It feels like someone is pulling his face apart when he does that. Plus his eyes, something's happening here. Maybe they're a bit too close together. I don't know. I'm just not vibing with this man. You can go right down to D with Emberson. Sorry, Henrique. Zach Hyman. Okay, we have most recent photo. Like, this is the photo that I have here as well, with some facial hair, which is nice. And this one he does not, so it's not necessarily a consistent thing. But if you look here, the Wikipedia's photo, like, looks quite nice from this angle. If you're looking at him straight on, he has kind of a goofy face, but in an endearing way. He has like a nice big nose, small eyes. He seems like a funny dude. Okay, he's quite cute here, actually. His nose is like a little crooked. It goes a little bit to one side. He's smiling in so many of these. Look at that smile. Okay, if this is him, he looks completely different. Maybe that's from his account of someone else. Yeah, I mean, like, he's not like traditionally super hot, but he does seem charming, like really friendly and nice, so I can't rate him low. I'm going to put him in B. Mattias Janmark. Okay, in so many of these photos, he has his mouth kind of open. And I don't know what's going on there. They also have photos like this and this. I get the sense maybe that's what he's known for, is being shouty. I feel like I saw something when I was quickly browsing these earlier. Yeah, people are comparing him to Ramsey Bolton. It's not good vibes. It's not good vibes. Your bad vibes go in D tier. Max Jones. Here we have another nice, like, red beard man. This photo doesn't do much for him, but it's just his hair. Like, more recent haircuts, I assume these are more recent, do more for him. Nice smile, not too bad there. Yeah, he does okay. His face is maybe not as compelling as some of the kind of similar looking guys on the team, but still holds up. So, Max Jones, pretty solid B tier, I'd say. Evander Kane, he has a very nice face shape. I like the way his ears are positioned. Good haircut, good facial hair. In this one, he has the less than ideal beard, but he is doing something fun with his tongue, which I appreciate. We haven't put anybody in S tier yet. I'm kind of holding on. I'm kind of saving it. I don't know what for. Kane's at least an A tier. Again, we might rearrange. And I'm not arranging these in order within their tiers. These are all just flat A tier. These are all flat B tier. But maybe we'll move people up. I'm not sure yet. For now, Mr. Kapanen. This is quite the photo with the eyes. He could be a funny guy, could be a goofy guy, not necessarily a guy I'm into. It's also a little bit of could be somebody with bodies buried. Just a little. That's not his main thing, but it is present. And along with everything else, it puts him in D tier. John Klingberg. Okay, he is missing his two front teeth and he is rocking it. He feels very confident in these photos. Like, it doesn't bother him at all. Even this candid, like, he just seems like a very chill guy. We can compare to a photo of him with his teeth. And honestly, the missing teeth aren't as big of a detriment as you would think. He has a little bit of facial hair going, not a lot. His hair's fine. Like, he's definitely not D tier, but it's largely on the strength of that casualness that, like, yeah, I'm missing my teeth, who cares? I think you can fit nicely in C tier, Mr. Klingberg. Brett Kulak. Okay, first of all, I will say this is a really bad photo. Look at the flash. A lot of the hockeydb.com photos are really bad. But look how bright his forehead looks. Look at him just trying not to blink at that flash. It's really bad. These photos, he looks much better. Nice beard. You can see he's not trimmed perfectly evenly. Nice facial shape overall, and nice hair, although his... how should I put this? His eyes, he almost looks like he's squinting a little bit, like he needs to open his eyes a little bit wider. Maybe that's, again, a really prominent eyebrow that is sort of casting shadow on his eye, making it a little bit harder to see his face. In this photo, he seems to be commentating or something. He looks like he's having fun. He looks really charming there. I feel like... Oh yeah, in this candid, maybe he scored or something. He looks really happy. That looks nice. I think this is probably a man who benefits from candids and from seeing him in person rather than very set up, very framed photographs. I think he can definitely go in the B tier. Connor McDavid. Now, he's the big star. He's one of the names that I knew before I started looking at any of this. That said, though, what are we doing here? His face is kind of uneven. Like, his crease is more on this side. His hair is messy. His beard's kind of thin. Doesn't really do much for him. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not getting much here. This expression, his eyes a little twitchy. I don't want to be mean, but I am going to put Connor McDavid in D tier. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. He has a little bit of a mustache, just a very thin mustache in a lot of these photos. Not so thin here, but it's still stylistically the same. He's not going for the full beard. Again, maybe he can't. Some of these guys, you never know. But combined with like his facial shape and the way his eyebrows go, he very much gives guy at party offering you weed. And that drops him into D tier for me. All right, looking at this now, D tier is starting to overtake. We had a good early run. Things are a little bit grimmer now. We'll see what the last few do for our overall spread. Here we have Darnell Nurse. These are more recent photos, I believe, with him bald. He does have hair in some of these photos, which I assume are earlier, but you know, he's going for bald right now, so let's judge him as bald. Because like this is quite nice, and you never know, maybe he started losing hair quite rapidly, so maybe this is just what he looks like now. And the beard is nice, the beard is fine. The problem is his head is very pointy. It goes up so high. Maybe he has a very big brain, but I can't see that because I don't have x-ray vision. I almost get the sense with this photo that they actually airbrushed the top of his head down a little bit so it didn't look as tall, because it does look a little bit more rounded than here. So he just doesn't quite have the the head shape to pull off baldness. But his face otherwise is not bad at all. So he is barely saved from D tier. Corey Perry definitely has a very emotive face. Perhaps emoting when he doesn't want it to. This is just a headshot, but why does it look like he just watched his wife die? He has a smile here. So that's nice. But yeah, overall, like, so many of these photos, his neutral face, he looks so sad. Sad and angry. There's an anger simmering, like he's grieving, and as part of that, he needs to seek revenge. As I've discussed, an interesting face is better than a boring one, so he goes in C tier. Calvin Pickard. Okay, this man looks like he has bodies buried. This is such an intense gaze. I am frightened of him. In this photo, he looks like he's doing To Be or Not To Be, which is funny. And like he is smiling at some of these. This one, probably a little younger maybe. This hair is terrible, but this is what he's doing now, so the hair's fine. But yeah, he looks like he has bodies buried, or he's about to, and I'm going to be the body. So he gets C tier. Vasily Podkolzin. I probably did not pronounce that very well, but that is fine. My main point to make here is that he has made no good hair decisions. Straightforward buzz cut, it doesn't do much for him. This hair does much less. I want to see him make a good hair decision. Ooh, what is going on here? I don't even want to see what's above the frame. This is not good either. No good hair decisions. And that drops him indeed pretty firmly. Olivier Rodrigue. Very fun name. Very fun face. Look at his smile. He has a very nice smile. This one's a little strained, but it's from hottie.com, and we know that their photos are terrible. If I had to critique, I'd say the middle part is maybe not doing much for him. This hair is probably a little bit better. But generally, like, he seems very pleasant. He seems like a really nice guy. Look at his face. Look at his smile. He is a goalie, so not as many photos of his face once we start scrolling down. But from what we can see, he seems really friendly. He seems really cool. Not like knockout hot, but he seems nice. So I'm going to put him in B. Derek Ryan. He has a face for comedy. He looks like an SNL cast member. Look at this expression. Yeah, that is fun, exaggerated, attractive in the sense we're talking about here. Maybe not. This looks like a mugshot. HockeyDB.com. You really need a better photographer. He's okay. Like I'm just not getting much on the not getting what I'm looking for here. Perhaps case in point, I don't like SNL. C tier. Jeff Skinner. Okay, Jeff Skinner is actually a real cutie. I like his ears. I like his facial expression. Oh, look at this. This is a more genuine smile than these framed ones, and that's even better. Look at that. HockeyDB.com, worst photo again. Here he is, not smiling. Jeff Skinner fine. He's probably upset, but he still looks pretty cute there. Look at that smile. Look at that smile. There's a little bit of beard in this photo. Doesn't do that very often, it seems. Yeah, he's pretty cute. He's again, he's not hitting that threshold of crossing from cute to hot, but he's a cutie for sure. And I think he deserves a B tier. Stuart Skinner. Relation? I don't know. I don't know anything about these people. But I do know that he has a mustache. In this photo, he has a beard to go along with it, so the mustache is not such a focal point. This photo as well. This is probably the nicest photo of him, but it might be because his hair is basically completely covered. The comb back here, like you can tell that this and this are basically the same, just styled differently. And this is not good. This is not a good hair moment. This is on the ice, so, could be at the end of the game, could be very tousled. This does not seem so tousled. Still does not look good. I think if he styled his hair differently and kept the full beard and not just the mustache, he would have a lot going for him, but he's making interesting stylistic choices. Yeah, this doesn't do it for me. He can go in C tier. We're almost at the end. We have two more. Next is Troy Stecher. And how do I put this? I mean, this is the hockeydb.com photo, so it's going to be the worst photo. This is just an unpleasant facial expression. This one, also HockeyDB, also so unpleasant. Gear Geek, theirs tend to be a little bit better when we see them, but not this time. These ones, neutral at best, but I think, like, you can see his cheek lines and they really frame his face in a way that is kind of severe. And it just doesn't do him any favors. Especially, like, whatever's going on with his eyebrows, they seem to cut off. You get a closer look here. Seem to be very thin towards the edges. So just the way his features kind of frame his face and draw your eye towards certain parts of it, make him seem very severe, make him seem grumpy and unpleasant. He's a D-tier boy. And then finally, Jake Walman. Okay, look at these big, beautiful brown eyes. Look at this lovely dark beard. Look at this nice round but not too round face shape. Good hair. Messy in some of these photos, but you know what? It works for him. Makes him seem genuine. He seems kind. I want to hug him. I wish I had not seen this photo, because the backwards cap really transforms him and makes him look like a complete douchebag. But that's not what most of these photos are like, you know. Presumably he doesn't spend all his time like that. Why does he look so different? And I've confirmed that this is Jake Walman. This is the same guy. Like, look how sweet he looks here. Look how huggable. Look how smoochable. I can't not. Jake Walman is the best Edmonton Oilers player. He is our only S tier. I said I might adjust things, but no, I'm pretty happy with this. Walman is the top of the Edmonton Oilers pyramid, and McDavid is the lowest tier. One last note at the end here. If you agree with my taste in men, you may be interested to know that I'm making a video game where you can hook up with hot guys. It's called Desert of Ash, and it's about wandering the post-apocalyptic wasteland and also meeting some cuties. You can download the demo at the link down below and watch out for the release later this year.